back to the Clubhouse, everybody. Brooke Fletcher here, Joshua Perry, Jake Butt, and we have Thomas Q. Jones in studio with us on the hit TV show on Bounce here, Johnson. Thomas, thanks so much for hanging out with us.
No, thanks for having me. It's always good to be back in Chicago. This is my second home, so happy to be here.
Well, I know you had quite the NFL career, 12-year career at running back in the NFL, played a long time here in Chicago.
Right.
First off, what do you miss about Chicago?
I miss the people, man. I miss the city. One of the best places I've ever not just played but lived. If you're an NFL player, it's a dream to play here in Chicago. You know, I was here, you know, from 04 to 06, and I have lifelong memories and friendships that, you know, that will last a lifetime from my time being here. So I miss the city. You know, obviously I miss putting a Bears uniform on, miss my teammates, miss Soldier Field, the mystique of it. So, you know, I mean, Chicago is definitely one of the best sports towns in all the sports.
What are your thoughts about them possibly moving from Soldier Field?
Man, you know, as a former player that played at Soldier Field, you know, I have so many great memories there. So it's a little sad, you know, but at the same time, you know, the NFL is a business. It's business first, so I understand from that perspective, too.
All right, well, we're going to test your love for Chicago here in just a minute. But I know you are probably still watching the game here. Who's your favorite running back to watch right now in the league?
Man, my favorite running back. To be honest, you know, I retired 12 years ago, and I really became fully engulfed in entertainment and acting and producing. So I don't watch it as much as I used to, but I really, really, really like Saquon Barkley. I love his running style. He's a tough back. He's an old school back. He reminds me a lot of the backs that played in our era. The game's changed a lot on offense, so there's a lot more passing. But he runs like one of those throwback running backs from the 2000s, early 2000s.
I know you said you retired 12 years ago. Still in great shape. You look like you could still play. So let me ask you this. What team would you, Thomas Jones, play for if you were back in your prime?
Oh, man. It'd be hard to not come back to Chicago. I mean, the experience that I had here, especially in 05 and 06 when we were divisional champs, and then we won the NFC championship in 06 and the Super Bowl. Just that experience, knowing that if you win, you know, you're going to be able to experience the Chicago Bears fans. I couldn't see myself going anywhere else besides Chicago.
Team's rolling too.
Yeah. Now I got to ask you this because, you know, you played here in Chicago, obviously. You played in New York as well with the Jets. So you had two of the biggest markets. I would say two of the most passionate fan bases
for sure
in the NFL as well. So as you think back on your career, who do you think claims you more? Is it Chicago? Is it New York? Like, which fan base embraces you right now?
That's a great question. On Twitter, I'm constantly having to, you know, make sure I show love to both sides. You know, sometimes there'll be an older Jets post from a page, and it'll be something that I did in New York, and I'll say "Gang Green," hashtag Jet Up, and then, you know, Bears fans will say it's always Jet Up but Bear Down. You know, and the same thing with the Bears, you know. But I'm just grateful that I had an opportunity to play for both teams. Both were incredible franchises in two huge markets. Great, passionate fans, like you said. So I don't know who would claim me the most. I'm just happy to be claimed by somebody.
That's true.
All right, well, I told you we're going to test your love for the city of Chicago here in just a second with a little game. So either or, right? Between New York and Chicago.
Oh, wow.
All right, you ready? I'm putting you on the spot. I know. You might piss off some fan bases here, but we'll see. Okay, who's got better pizza, New York or Chicago?
Oh, my God. Come on. That's the first question? Oh, man. You know what? It's simple. I'm not really a pizza guy, so all of it tastes the same to me.
You can't ride the fence
I'm
now.
very
Come on.
No. Listen, and we have that conversation a lot. People always ask me, you know, those little nuanced questions about Chicago and New York. But honestly, you know, I don't really have a preference. I really don't. And that's not being political.
If you're not really a pizza guy, though, don't you want a nice, light, crisp, thin crust?
Here you go,
thin
Jay.
crust, New York style, and not
Here
this
you go,
freaking
Jay.
pot of lasagna that they call pizza out
If we're
here?
going thin crust, then Chicago.
Okay.
No. I feel like it's New York is the right answer here for me, but if people like Chicago pizza, they could do that.
There was a pizza place that we used to eat. We used to eat it all the time downtown. I can't remember the name of it, but we would go there sometimes 1 in the morning. And I lived in Grays Lake up by Lake Forest, but I would drive into the city just to get that pizza. So I don't remember doing that in New York. So I'd have to say Chicago.
Okay, I respect that. How about better nightlife, New York or Chicago?
Wow. You know, at the time, when I was in Chicago, we were winning a lot. Well, that makes the nightlife a lot better.
It sure does.
And then we were winning as well in New York. But obviously, you know, New York is New York City, you know, city of bright lights. You know, Chicago is definitely more of a blue-collar town, you know what I'm saying, which fit my personality because that's who I am. But I would say probably New York just because of the mystique of New York City.
Yeah, and the party doesn't stop in New York.
I know you lived in both cities. You would know.
Yeah, I would say the nightlife in New York is it's a little like next level.
It's just different. They're different versions of nightlife.
And what's cool is you could find anything in New York, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you could go to the club, or you could go to a little hole in the wall spot. There's so much in New York, so
Yes,
I'll give
for
that the
sure.
edge there. But this isn't about me. This is about you. All right, better coast, New York or Chicago?
Better coast?
Coast. You got the lake, Michigan, or
We'll call that a coast.
I mean, the setting in Chicago, downtown Chicago is like, man, I mean, Lake Michigan with the stadium. Besides the freezing wind in November, December, those night games.
Can't feel your face.
Besides that, but downtown Chicago, man, is it's almost like I always say it's like the Wizard of Oz here. You drive and you see all these trees and all of a sudden, bam, this big city just out of nowhere. You know, and it just feels like a magical city, man. So I'd have to go with Chicago.
how about this one? Better sports media culture, Chicago or New York?
Better, that's pretty broad. I think both are equally brutal, but both are equally raw and honest, and both make you accountable as a player. One thing you know is you cannot escape accountability from New York and Chicago press. You know, you have to face whatever the issue is as it comes to you. You can't run.
I feel like brutality and passion almost go together. Like they want to see their team win, so they're passionate, but sometimes it doesn't come off as easy as it might.
Right, exactly.
What do you think?
I feel like New York media definitely gets like the name of being like, you know, this crazy media contingent. Being here in the city of Chicago, though, these people will give it to you out here too. So I think it's pretty comparable.
Yeah, man, that's you got to give me a tie on that one.
Yeah, okay. I'll let you, just one. Okay, and last one, better stadium.
Wow. I would have to go with Soldier Field. I mean, I love playing at the Meadowlands. So many historic games are played at the Meadowlands, you know. But Soldier Field is Soldier Field. It's like, you know, to me, between Soldier Field and obviously Lambeau, the mystique of those two stadiums are like, you know, sometimes I would walk in the stadium and I'd just look around. I'm like, wow, I'm really playing in Soldier Field. And that's something that I'll never forget. I came back, I think, in 2018 for an alumni week, Bears alumni weekend, and that's the first time I've been in the stadium in about 7 years. And I was like almost, you know, brought to tears because it was just like, wow, so many memories in here. Walter Payton played here, and so many of my heroes played here. So I have to say Soldier Field for sure.
And that's what it does to you, right?
Yeah.
It's just that history, that culture, and that's what you love about it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got more from Thomas Jones coming up on the other side of the break, and also his co-star, Deji Luray. He's going to join us to talk about their hit show, Johnson. Season 4 is coming up, and more Clubhouse is coming your way. Coming up next, stick around.